And we return with another day here over at the Eastern European DPC Division 2. I'm Harry Freak, and I'm going to be bringing you today's action. Yesterday, we had a full 3-game day with every single series going 2-1. So we did have a lot of Dota. Unfortunately, today, we're not going to have that much. We're not going to have nearly enough because it's going to be Nemiga versus Team Sexy. And that is it. There's not going to be any follow-up games. We're just going to have the one. Just a little bit of a interesting day here to end week 1 to see who's actually going to be on top. We don't allow draws here because both Nemiga and Team Sexy, they have been undefeated so far, but maybe now that is going to change. Team Sexy are yet to lose a game, whereas Nemiga, they did drop a game to, I want to say Cybercats, but let me, no, to No Sorry. Actually, that happened yesterday. So they did drop a game yesterday, meaning they might not be in the best form. They did lose game number 1 to them, then game number 2 and 3 they absolutely crushed it. But Team Sexy, they've had some dominant performances against Sigma YNT and also against Cybercats. That was the series to open up the Eastern European DPC here in Division 2. So I'm hoping great things from these teams. Looking like these could be the two that did go through, though we still don't know. No Sorry is a actually, they're not a contender. They lost 2-0 to Moneymakers. Still, Nemiga, they only changed one player from last season. They have played with Kiritich for Tour 1, Tour 2. They've been together for quite some time. Now Kiritich, he's in Virtus Pro, whereas Nemiga, they have 4 of their players, and the Violent has replaced him. So, they might be slightly weaker than they used to. We'll see how well they're gonna be. They're gonna be playing around with Violent. We saw how much he means to Sigma YNT, who are now 0-3, and the last season they were 4-3, which already now seems kind of impossible for them considering some of the future opponents. But we're hoping at least today is gonna be a 3-game series. It's gonna be fun. It's not just one-sided, but one can only hope. We don't really know what the future will give us. We are waiting for the draft to start. It should be on our screens any minute right now. The players should already be in the lobby. So let's see how fast the admins are gonna be making them get themselves into this game and show us the draft. So I want to see what kind of heroes they have played. Team Sexy, they're kind of a newer team. They got together for the qualifiers, went through, are looking pretty solid now. Definitely not to be underestimated. So a little bit of a interesting thing. They picked up a Huskar 2 times already. So that could be a hero they're looking to get, and they're playing a Visage, right? So I guess when you have Nefrit on your team, he has been in the Dota scene for, I'd say, quite a long time, and he has always been a fan of Visage, so it doesn't make sense that you're gonna be pulling it out from time to time. Yeah, no big interesting picks other than that. There are some DK, some Ursas. Position 4 Monkey might be something a little bit out there, but we're seeing him more and more being picked up by some of the teams. On the side of Nemiga, they change a lot. Nope, Malrine is still playing his Spangos. They played a Tiny. They played some Snapfire, so no big surprises there. That was yesterday. And okay, they played the Kunkka. That's a little bit new. Malrine didn't play a lot of Kunkka overall. Other than that, everything is... Oh no, actually, it wasn't him playing the Kunkka. Sorry. Yeah, he played his Timbersaw. Okay, scratch that. So a lot of Pangos for Malrine. We'll see if that does get banned out, though. His Pango was never on par with his Tusk and the and his Timbersaw. Really, it was good, but nowhere near it, to be honest. So as we're waiting for this to start, we can see how it's looking on the standings. So Nemiga and Team Sexy at the top, obviously. Cybercats right below. But Cybercats have played 3 games, so they're definitely behind both Moneymakers and Navi Jr. No Sorry is also 1 and 2, so them and Cybercats are kind of in the same one. And Moneymakers and Navi Jr. are looking a bit better. Navi Jr., other than these two at the top, the only team that has been undefeated so far. But they have
Oh
only
my
played 1 game
god.
here in
Unlucky,
week
I
number
guess.
1. But, of course, we are gonna get ourselves into draft to see what's happening there. Some interesting bans coming out. They will ban out the position for Monkey King. I guess when someone plays it, it's just too good of a first pick to let slide through. Makes a lot of sense. So let's see what's gonna be next here for these two teams. Nemiga, they have the first pick. They won't have the Pango. Usually they would open up with something like a Tusk here, but that is not in the meta yet. Disruptor does come out. Team Sexy, looking at this one. What will you do? How will you respond? Usually my
Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
that are gonna allow you to punish him in lane. This isn't really it, but it is still a strong opening. You're taking away the possibility
Oh
for a
my
Jakiro of
god.
Nemiga.
Unlucky, I guess.
So
Oh
I'm okay
my
with this.
god. Unlucky, I
Maybe
guess.
they can pick up something like an Ursa right off the bat for
10
violent.
seconds remaining.
Because you are gonna be needing some burst for this DP at certain points in the game.
Remaining.
So I'm hoping that they do get it. We'll see if that's gonna be the case.
Dire team ban.
But they'll go for the Terrorblade. Okay, that's pretty good as well. That was usually the pick the teams would go for. Versus the DP have the illusions. It's gonna mitigate the damage because the illusions take some of it. So the damage is not concentrated onto one unit. I like it. I like it. It's smart. Definitely good. Here coming out from Nemiga. And they ban out the Darks here, understandably. So that hero is just a big problem for a Terrorblade. A huge one, actually.
10 seconds remaining.
So Team Sexy.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire gonna be. What do you not want to play against? Oh, of course, the Melrine Timber Saw. I think in Division 2, no one can beat his Timber. Even in Division 1, people wouldn't let him play it. But in Division 2, he would just run over everybody. It's just such a big difference when he plays this hero and everything else. There are some games where he might not want to pick it, but when he says, give me the Timber, that means that he's going to be crushing everybody. Nemiga are protecting the Terrorblade, no surprises here. The Drow and the Darks here, probably the two biggest counters. If they continue with that one, the Morphling could be the next one. Maybe a Tinker, though I'm not sure if Moonlight does play it. He's definitely a new face on the scene. And it is cool, right? Again, Eastern Europe is bringing out some new people that aren't that well known. Team Sexy. Waiting here. So Tusk is out of the meta. The Pango and the Timber Saw have been banned out. Melrine won't have a lot of things to play. I think him having a pretty shallow hero pool is a big problem. A huge one. For sure. That's something that he's gonna have to address. So has he played Pango? He played Timber?
Dire team ban.
Has he played anything else from the start of this one? Pango, and Tiny. Okay. Okay, so he played a Tiny. Not sure I'd like to see it. They will ban out the Zeus. Burst damage versus the DP. That's what you don't want to see. Understandable?
10 seconds remaining.
And Nemiga, is it going to be a morph?
5
I haven't seen Team Sexy pick a morph. They've played the Anti-Mage. That's not what we're going to see for sure versus the Terrorblade. Ursa could be coming out. That is something that Team Sexy have played, but a mid lane Huskar is also not to be underestimated. I'm just not sure that you would want to lane the DP versus a Terrorblade and the Disruptor. If they're coming for you, they really won't get too close. Your Spirit Siphon isn't going to be as useful.
Radiant team ban.
So Naga. Wasn't expecting that. I guess she does deal with the lane slightly better than the Terrorblade. But as the game progresses, the Terrorblade can deal with the Naga quite efficiently. They're pretty much a same type of hero.
Remaining.
You push out the waves with your illusions. The only problem is that the Terrorblade can commit remaining. Because of the meta to right clicks, whereas the Naga Siren usually just sends in her illusions. But definitely similar in playstyle until it comes to a team fight. So I'm guessing it's gonna be another burst hero.
Radiant
I don't think it's gonna be a puck, maybe an ember. Okay, Snapfire.
God. Unlucky, I guess.
That's Snapfire is a good hero versus the DP because you can deal a lot of damage from afar. So the Spirit Siphons don't do anything to you, and the Techies does come out. This is something that they played already. It is a big hero in the Eastern European scene, so I'm kind of surprised in Division 2 it's not played a little bit more. I'm guessing it's gonna be 9 class that plays it,
10 seconds
but till the end, or H Duo as he's known to some of you guys,
5 seconds
he might pick it up. On Amiga, you see a Techies. That Tiny wouldn't be so bad. Both the Techies and the Rubik are actually pretty solid targets to burst down. Not the squishiest of supports, but definitely not the tankiest either.
Dire team pick.
Primal Beast. I'm guessing that's going to be Vazia's hero. Malrine has played it in the past, but Vazia was a bit better on it. They're missing burst here on Nemiga, so either their mid laner or position 4 has to provide some kind of burst.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Not sure about it. Like, Hoodwink isn't something that... I mean, Hellscream does play it, but it isn't something that has been met with a lot of success in Division 2 overall. So I would like something similar. No, it would be interesting if maybe a Skyret Mage wouldn't be bad. DP is gonna build a Guardian Grease, but the other ones they're kind of goners. And teams actually do need a mobility hero, so having a silence on your side is actually quite nice. You're gonna dissuade them from going for storms, for pucks and stuff like that, which currently you don't really have a lot of catch for.
Radiant team pick.
Oh my
Enchantress.
God. Unlucky, I guess.
So they went more with lane domination here on the side of Nemiga. That can be scary. That definitely can be scary. I think this is a Morphling pick for Team Sexy. That'll make most sense to me. Maybe an Ursa, but the Ursa can suffer versus the Primal Beast sometimes. I think the Morphling just looks pretty solid. You might get a little bit annoyed in the lane, but other than that, you're actually pretty good here. You will be a good hero to destroy the Enchantress as well once the time comes. But both the Ursa and the Morph will be. The only question is if they want to save their carry for last, but I'm thinking both the Ursa and the Morph might get banned out. So they'll go for the Visage. Okay, so that puts the DP into the mid lane. I'm kind of afraid of two very immobile cores that don't really move out of their lane too much. So that is
10 seconds remaining.
I'm not 100% certain about the pick, even though they were quite successful with the hero already twice or thrice. I'm just not 100% set on it. Yes, you do have the burst necessary to annoy the Terrorblade, but if he survives the first 3-4 minutes of the lane, gets the raindrops, you're screwed. The Terrorblade illusions are actually quite good at killing the Visage at every part of the game. Team Sexy is probably going to be banning out the Batrider. I think it looks pretty solid for Nemiga.
Radiant team ban.
Oh
Faceless
my
Void gets
God.
taken out.
Unlucky, I guess.
Okay. I would not have thought they would get rid of that one, even though he's a good laner versus the Primal Beast. Every single onslaught is met with the Time Walk, so you're pretty much safe. But
10
he
seconds remaining.
the time dilation is not so big in this game. Like, there's not a lot of spells
5
that the
seconds
side of Nemiga
remaining.
are spamming. If when they use their spells, that's it. They won the fight or they've lost. Maybe you can prevent an extra glimpse, but that's about it.
Dire team ban.
Dragonite banned on the other side. They're thinking this is gonna be a Malrine Primal Beast. Might be. I mean, the Primal Beast kind of does the same thing as the Bat Rider that I mentioned. There's a ban is quite nice. I like that one. Deals with all of the heroes on Nemiga well. The Airblade uses the Sunder, but the Furious Wipes remain, and no matter how much armor you have, that damage will add up. So Bat gets banned out. Okay, no surprise there. So what's it gonna be here, Nemiga? Do you go for something like a Puck, Storm,
10
Ember?
seconds remaining.
That could be an option, or maybe just an offlaner that deals damage, a
5
Centaur.
seconds remaining.
Seems okay-ish. Because you're missing aura builders on your side, so having someone who can
Radiant
actually build
team
a hood pipe would be nice. Okay, so it's gonna be a Centaur for Vazia. He's pretty proficient on that hero. I'm kind of afraid though, if Nemiga starts falling behind, they're not gonna be able to kill anybody. One pipe on this Visage is gonna be a problem. We talked about the Visage could assert dominance in the first few levels in the lane, and then you get an early pipe here, and suddenly Nemiga they have no damage. So a little bit scared there. Monkey King out of the picture. I still think Morphling is the right choice for Team Sexy. Is there anything else? Like, you pick up maybe an Abaddon? You go for the Radiance. I wouldn't hate it. I actually think it would be quite nice. Yes, you're against the reflection from the Terrorblade, but you're gonna get a Manta at some point, so we'll be able to remove it.
Oh my god. Unlucky, I guess.
Yeah, I think Abaddon
Oh
actually
my
looks pretty
god.
solid.
Unlucky,
I don't think they've played it thus far, though. Abaddon, Morphling. Those are the best ones.
Riki.
Choose your hero.
What? They go for the Riki. And this is gonna be a carry Riki. This means it's a completely free lane for Vazia, which I'm not sure you want to allow. I'm kind of scared here for Team Sexy. I haven't seen a carry Riki for a very long time. I've seen mid Rikis with the Meteor Hammer. I'm not even sure what the build is. Do you go Diffusal? Do you go Battle Fury? What do you do? Malrine and Vazia don't really care that much about the smoke screen. I guess you're good at slaughtering the supports, but these are all 4-staff builders. Gives you vision.
10 seconds remaining.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not the biggest of fan. It might be just because I haven't seen it for a long time, but you're definitely going to be out-farmed. I guess it does come online earlier. Maybe that was the idea. Just get something that comes online earlier, and as soon as Nefrit has a pipe, you're going forward, and there's nothing that can stop you. You have enough damage on the other 4, so Rick is more of a vision hero and something that's going to survive the lane. So I can understand that approach to the game, but to me, still Nemiga here look better rounded. The biggest problem I have is that Vazia is not gonna be annoyed in the lane whatsoever. Like, what's a Riki gonna do? You're gonna have an Enchantress on your side, maybe a Disruptor. It doesn't matter. Both of them do quite well, and Riki versus Disruptor in the entirety of the game is not gonna have a good time. So I'm gonna go for Nemiga here. In my mind, they're still the slight favors, but I might be a bit biased from previous tours. They don't seem as strong, as dominant as they once were, especially when they got smacked in Division 1. So maybe it did a number on them. Hopefully not. Hopefully Nemiga are still just as strong. Maybe get even stronger with Violent than they were with Kiritich, but we'll find out. We'll find out, and when will we find out? Well, we get ourselves into the game, but before that, a word from EGP.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600. Cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
I almost feel
And here we are in the first game of this best of 3 series here between Team Sexy and Nemiga Gaming. Looking at Team Sexy and the boys, well, I think they're living up to the name of the team for sure. 5 lady killers there on the camera. Let's see, Nemiga. They're Dota player killers, 9 class. Has to be careful. He's in a good position to survive, especially if the rest of the team is there, and they are. So let's see if there's gonna be any kind of a engagement here. It seems like Sexy are they're more than aware that something might be coming their way. They haven't placed a ward just yet. They're in the mid lane. They placed one in the bottom part of the map, understanding that there's gonna be some rotations. We'll see how that does work out. It is actually, yeah, it is so bad it's playing the Enchantress, so it might be an Enchantress in the safe lane. From the side, Marine is coming, Trampling comes out on Nefrit. Nefrit is taking a ton of damage and will be brought towards Violent, who in that manner does bring him down. A little bit of an unfortunate event for Malrine that he's not the one to secure himself the last hit, but it's still gonna be fine. He does start off the lane a little bit lower in terms of HP, and 3 runes for Nemiga, first blood. Don't get much better than that. So this lane is gonna be interesting. Of course, 2 rings of protection on Vazia. He's gonna get the ring of health as well. 9 class doesn't want to be fighting no bad. No kidding. And it is gonna be Hellscream in the bottom lane, understandably so. He's the position 4 player of the team. Let's see how well till the end we'll be able to secure this lane for the Riki. I don't see the Centaur stopping the Riki from farming, at least not early on. But once he gets the Vanguard, that's when the trouble begins. This mid lane, that should be in favor of the DP. Malrine, always super focused. That's insane. It's like his head is gonna enter the monitor. Nefrit gets so bad a little bit lower, but Violent is going forward. Now going into 9 class. We'll know the Terrorblade can be very fast. One more hit, it's gonna be enough. Nemiga, they start off the game with 2 kills going their way, and they're even applying pressure on that Visage as well. That first blood for Violent might be something that completely crushes Team Sexy's game plan. Because you need a strong Visage. You need him to get that pipe as soon as possible. Malrine not gonna be too happy here. But Primal Beast does have good damage, good animation, so last hitting under the towers is not impossible. 7 Jesu, look at that damage. Messed up with the tricks of the trade. So bad. Enchantress is one of the better heroes to actually survive through this. Because you're all constantly going to have the Nature's Attendants. You get yourself healthy. You have some sticks and you're going to be fine. My biggest concern is this bottom lane. Yes, it seems like you're losing all lanes. Actually, Malrine is crushing the mid lane as well. So he's probably going to be doing Primal Beast things, pulling the wave, and then just getting it into the jungle and farming even more. 7 Jesu. He is not having a good time, and Vazia is getting the 3rd ring. The rings of power have assembled on Vazia. So now this the Centaur is gonna be even harder to deal with. For now, all 3 lanes going pretty well. Especially that safe lane for Nemiga, where the Visage just has nothing. Minute 3 came out, so the raindrop on the Terrorblade is here now. Or it's not good, it's getting delivered. Vazia dies. Okay, I wouldn't have expected that one, but the Riki follows immediately. So it was actually Nemiga that dove, and we'll get punished for it. But they do bring down 7 Jesu, so all in all, it's not the worst trade in the world. But definitely a win for Team Sexy, given that the Centaur died first. Still getting some early levels on the Disruptor is never going to be a problem. They have the meta again. That could be an issue looking forward, because this Visage could die yet again. Let's see if that does happen. Ricky, of course, you put a lot of your gold into stats. You just want to be able to last hit as much as possible. 9 class. The sticky bomb will get dodged and he will get himself out, but barely. He doesn't TP to the base. Does have a healing salve, so not gonna be that big of an issue. Overall, the problems are continuing to increase. The glimpse, yeah, they don't have it. They don't have the man on Hellscream. If he had it there, this was a dead Rubik, 100%. 9 class, jumps out, blast off into safety, still being chased down so bad. It's gonna be threatened a bit, but he does get the slow out on Nefrit, who's taking a ton of damage, and Nature's Attendants again. Again, they're just such a big issue. Nefrit, he cannot do anything. He cannot stay in his own lane. So bad is coming to kill him. Doesn't have the impetus. If he had, that would have been a kill. Violent finds him and kills him with just the reflection. Doesn't even need to go for the right click. So Nemiga, they start off this game really well. And Melrine, still doing Primal Beast things, pulling the creeps into the jungle. He just wants more and more farm, and there's the phase boost. That's gonna be a pretty big damage item for the Primal Beast. Any kind of movement speed increase is big for the hero. So he has a stacked camp, he has some creeps, he's gonna be trampling them to the ground, and he gets himself towards level 6. The DP is there as well, and they're trying to go for him, but Marine is gonna be fine. Disruptor is in the mid lane as well. I don't think that the DP is actually a viable target, so not sure what they're doing. Hellscream getting himself away, kinetic field protects him. They did force out the exorcism, which is huge. And if the Riki is alone in the bottom lane, he cannot play. Just cannot do it. Nefrit again in a little bit of trouble. The DP wants to come towards the top lane and slow down on the Terrorblade. Maybe he can TP out. Violent tries to go for it, and they just barely get him. 9 class might die here to the seed shot, but doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. The added tower region and armor do keep him alive. Seed shot could kill him. He's not careful, but he should be able to survive. So at least the exorcism will be used for a Terrorblade kill. At least something, and Violent doesn't have a TP. That's a big deal. Maybe he could have went for a TP a little bit earlier on Violent, but the mistakes do happen. There's no problem there. He was the highest net worth hero. Still is the highest net worth hero by a huge margin. Especially with that first blood. So that's a big kill for Team Sexy. Definitely a needed one. They're gonna be needing many more to come back from this deficit that was established early on. Because this Riki is, it's not like he's gonna continue farming better than the Centaur. It's only gonna get worse. Malrine going in. The onslaught doesn't connect. Riki, where is he supposed to go? Taking some power shots on Malrine, and look at a stampede with a trample. That's gonna be a lot of damage onto the Riki until the end. It's gonna be a bonus. Nice move out from Hellscream. Doesn't want to die there till the end. We'll try to get the kill. Fade Bolt in a couple of seconds, and Hellscream, you have to be careful. No problem. The Centaur will seal the deal before they even get a chance to finish off the Disruptor. So Vazia gets himself a double kill. Double edge, double kill. Team Sexy continue to struggle. I talked about it. If Nemiga falls behind, they're gonna be in trouble. But if it continues going this way, their lineup is just gonna seem unstoppable.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Terrorblade only died once. He needs to die multiple times. He is the hero that you need to bully, because he doesn't have that much HP. Everybody else is pretty tanky for Team Sexy standards, because they do rely a lot on magical damage. Violent. The techies, they don't see Moonlight just yet, but they know he's missing.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Like, where else could he be? They really want that tower. It's probably gonna be allowed to drop. I don't see Nemiga wanting to fight it. With this kind of a lead, you just play safely. Don't make any mistakes, you're gonna win the game. So bad gets himself out, so the exorcism will be used only for the tower. No bonus kills there. Ricky has to leave. And this is the thing, you have two pretty solid pushing heroes, and you're gonna get the tower. But the Centaur is not that good at pushing, and he's still gonna be taking your bottom tower down because nobody is responding, and it will die. Ricky caught. Nice tricks of the trade. 7 Jesu. Not gonna be caught by that one any longer. Malrine, he has found the Rubik, but he gets tossed back. Get away from me, you beast. That's what the Rubik was thinking. Oh boy, this gold lead. It's just so huge. It's not like they're murdering Team Sexy, but Team Sexy are just getting scraps and farm around the map, whereas Nemiga, they're farming everything. That means fast blink daggers, fast hoods, Terrorblade, pushing out the waves even more with the Yasha. Things are looking so good for them right now. They are a little bit too aggressive for my taste here in the mid lane. But they're trying to get that tower down. 9 class, one more hit. It does fly towards him.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Malrine. He did call GG. But it was a mistake, an honest one. Usually players do remove it from their chat wheel, because you might be used to just moving the chat wheel that way. Light has been found, but who has found who, actually? So bad. He's taking a ton of damage. If he has no sticks, and he doesn't, he'll be taken down. 7 Jesu will be the murderer, the one that gets the kill. At least they have solid heroes to deal with the Enchantress. If you didn't have a way to kill the Enchantress, that would be a problem. Sometimes you just don't have the lineup. The Enchantress is on your side of the map, and there's nothing you can do about it. But this game, at least, they have what it takes. Vazia, Vanguard ready. The Blink Dagger already purchased as well. He has 6.4 net worth. 11 minutes in Vanguard and the Blink. That's pretty much perfect. I feel like if you get a couple of kills, you maybe get it in minute 10. But yeah, this is a as good as it gets in terms of Centaur games. He did die once. Didn't really slow him down that much at all. That Prophet will have an ATOS. We're seeing this build more and more. Currently, lineups are constructed that way that there's usually not that many lockdown, especially single target. I'm liking this build from Death Prophets. Usually with the Death Prophet, you need an aura hero. Sometimes you need a save hero, stuff like that. So those types of heroes don't have a lot of lockdown. So bad, caught again in the same spot. He needs to learn that he shouldn't be there, but a much bigger kill on other part of the map. Nefrit, he is fast. He's not fast enough. When one of his birds will die as well, the other one could follow suit. Terrorblade, Violent has been caught, and yeah, immediately the Stampede will be used. That's a fast burger. Now he turns around with a reflection. He wants 9 class dead, who will be surviving. Static Storm, he still has his Thunder. Will he use it onto his teammate? He doesn't want to get low. Moonlight is gonna be getting low, and a couple of more hits should be sealing the deal. Spirit Siphon comes out immediately. They're gonna break it, and there's gonna be another double-edged Moonlight. He had the raindrop, but he doesn't have anything to stop the right click. 7 Jesu is gonna be joining the fray. Doesn't have his diffusal blade just yet, but he wants the kill. Yeah, the disruptor got himself onto the high ground, so 7 Jesu, he won't even get that. Their attempt on the Terrorblade unsuccessful, and they lose another big bunch of heroes without getting anything in return. The first Static Storm so well placed to save the Terrorblade. The damage output just wasn't enough, and we already talked about the Exorcism and its effectiveness versus the Terrorblade. Well, its effectiveness versus the Terrorblade effectively does not exist, so we saw it there. The damage just wasn't sufficient. They bring down the mid lane tower, now moving towards top. This one is gonna fall as well. Team Sexy, they're losing towers, they're losing heroes, they're losing everything. They're gaining what? Nothing. Violent is like, yep, perfect time to go back to my less demonic form. Let's put it that way. Metamorphosis does run out. And immediately towards the bottom lane, where he's gonna have to be a little bit careful, to be honest, because they don't have any vision there. So yeah, he's just gonna be using illusions. But 8k gold ahead. You're playing with a disruptor. Team Sexy, they cannot show on the map. Whoever they show is just gonna be glimpsed back anyways and die. So, yeah, they have to go for a smoke. This is the type of games where you have to go for a smoke over and over again to try to equalize the game as much as possible. They will find the Enchantress. I would have liked him to have a... Ooh, the turnaround jumping and the statics over. You dare kill our guy. Well, they dared and they died. Seven Jesu does come over. Hell Screen should be going down. It does have another jump there. And Tricks of the Trade still wasn't used. Finally, it does get used, but look at how much damage they're doing to him. Do they have the vision? It seems like they do. He jumps to the side. He's still going to be dusted for a couple of seconds at the stolen hoof stomp. One other does. They're not letting him live. They really want the skill and won't be able to get it. Slow on to Malrine. Rubik, this time around, well, he's going to have to pay for his sins. They did prevent his carry from dying, so that's quite big. But in the end, Nemiga are only losing supports, whereas supports for them are easy pickings, and they get a couple of cores there in between. The biggest problem I see is the lanes. The Terrorblade Illusions are just dealing with them easily, and the Riki in itself can't do much. What? The only bounty rune they got was the one at the start? What? Nemiga, they're controlling everything. Oh, come on, come on. The Tekis is close to a bounty. He's gonna get it. Let's go. Second bounty for Team Sexy. 15 minutes into the game. And looking at the damage being done, the Death Prophet is actually on top. So quite a lot of damage being done by him. Yeah, but look at the Riki and the Visage. They're tickling their opponents. Hell Scream slowed down. Hell Scream silenced up. And Hell Scream dead. Oh, that's gonna be a nice easy pickup for them. Oh, what a stun coming out from Nefrit to stop the onslaught. Till the end, he's gonna be very happy about that one. He does steal the spell. Of course, Rubik running in, not gonna be that great, but at least he does have a defensive spell to get out. Hoof Stomp does connect. The Visage has been caught. Now the Stampede being used. Nefrit is looking very much dead, and the onslaught. Who is stronger? The Beast, of course. A little Rubik is not in the same category as Malrine. And 2 easy kills straight into the tower. No glyph is here, which means that Violent will easily be able to break it down. 9 class has been caught on the other side of the map. He will be glimpsed into the kinetic field and easily brought down by Vazia, who is now on a monster kill. Trick and yeah, well, that's what happens when you pick a Riki into a Centaur lane. The defusal onto Malrine, he pops the BKB. He really wanted the kill, but maybe he should have used it a little bit earlier and DP out immediately. Doesn't want to stay there for long, understands the potential dangers. Violent understands the dangers as well, he just doesn't care. Taking everything, at least the 2 little ancient dragons aren't gonna be picked up by Terrorblade Illusions. Every single meta, every single move is just working out well for Nemiga. Next thing they could be looking for is the Roche without even a tier 2 in the top lane. The access point for Team Sexy, it comes out only from this mid lane tower. And they can't get Roche themselves. I guess with an Exorcism maybe they can. And now would be the best timing when Nemiga are out of their Hell Scream. He should be going down here. That's a little bit too greedy, my friend. They don't even allow him to take the outpost, so Sexy will finish him off. 7 Jetsu, he gets himself a kill. He's actually on a dominating streak, so this Riki isn't being murdered, he isn't being killed, he isn't being punished. But he is definitely not contributing. I mean, when you look at it, would you rather have a 10,000 net worth Terrorblade or a 7,000 net worth Riki? I mean, the answer is quite easy to come to. Jesu dropping low. Smoke screen, of course, gonna be enough to keep away Vazia, but Vazia doesn't care. This is your carry. This is your 4 and 2 carry, the guy that should be the strongest on your side. And well, even with a couple of supports, he cannot even threaten Vazia's life. That's just how tanky the Centaur currently is. Crimson Guard going for a pipe. It's just too much farm. Stun onto 7 Jesu again. Look at how much damage he takes. He barely survives that combo. So bad coming over, the dust will come through. They won't get the glimpse though. He still has the tricks of the trade, so he's saving that one. I like it. No, not trying to dodge any hoof stomps or something. Don't try to be cute. If you dodge the glimpse, you're probably gonna survive. Least they're protecting this tier 2 in the bottom lane, but Violent is gonna be coming over. His Hurricane Pike is coming over as well. He's gonna be able to get himself away from the silence. 7 Jesu will show himself for a second. Violent is gonna be a big problem here. They do have a glyph, so they can prevent this push if they want to, but it's not gonna be refreshing. So I guess you keep it for the mid lane. The mid lane is your access point to the Roche.
Bottom tower has fallen. Dire are scanning.
Poor Hellscream. Every single time it's him. The Stampede does get used. I don't think he lives through that one. Still, they want to turn it around. That's the big thing. Nefrit was caught on the other part of the map. He does have a Pulverize. That's going to be some damage to him, but the Gravekeeper's Cloak is keeping him alive. The Onslaught, he misses it, Malrine. And Nefrit, he should be able to survive through this one with the Grave Chill. You're not doing enough damage on Malrine, and Gravekeeper's Cloak still continues to go ham. He did pop his BKB, so Malrine is actually in a lot of trouble here. The Spirit Siphon, the Exorcism, is this gonna be their first big kill? The Kinetic Field is not gonna connect, but they have an Atos. They're gonna have multiple stuns as well. He's dead, Malrine. He's gone. Very nicely done there. Onslaught. Hey, you can't get yourself away. Fade Bolt will finish the job. Slight mistake there, going onto the Visage, and then, well, the Visage Bird staying there, not allowing him to TP out. Jump in from the techies, going for a Hellscream again, is in trouble. Jump in from the center, he cannot get the stun. Let's see, maybe they can bring him down. He's being slowed down quite a lot. His mana being taken away. Vazia taking a lot of damage. Nemiga, they are gonna be losing a lot of heroes around the map. Finally something going their way, and 7 Jesu is on a mega kill streak, finally. They're bringing down some cores. It starts off on the top lane, it finishes on the bottom lane, and they need to be able to apply pressure everywhere. Of course, until they're killing them on their side of the map. And using the Exorcism for pushing, they're really not going to be securing themselves any objectives. But it is a good start to potentially coming back into the game. Violent wants a BKB. No surprises there. I mean, this Terrorblade already does enough damage. No one really has the armor to survive his hits. But if you have a BKB, you're making sure that you survive. That could be a cue for an Nemiga to just walk themselves into a pit. I don't think they burst him down. I'm looking at the heroes, and they do have some lockdown. Techies blast off the birds. If they combo everything perfectly, maybe they kill the Terrorblade, but then there's a pipe, Crimson Guard, so yeah, no, he doesn't die. They're going for a smoke, Nemiga. Got a little bit mad about what happened earlier. Techie is cutting the waves in the mid lane. Ricky pushing out the bottom lane, so this is gonna be pretty obvious smoke from Nemiga. Very nice movements coming out from Team Sexy here. Considering that they're playing versus a Terrorblade with very limited outpush potential, at least very limited without being caught, they're doing a decent job of their movements around the map. And immediately they go for smoke. They understand that the enemies are going to be dealing with the waves. Let's see, Moonlight, he does find the Arcane Runes, so his Exorcism up in 2 would want to use it. They went into the pit without the BKB on the Terrorblade, so he actually can't die. The scan was used. Malrine is waiting. The stun from till the end, and the Static Storm immediately does get used there, so Hellscream is not going to be allowing. He sends the Rubik back, though. Not inside of the Static Storm. They're going to be turning around onto the Death Prophet. That's a big kill if they can get it. There are no heals in this world. They're going to be keeping him alive. They did bring down Malrine. That's a lot of damage taken, but Vazia is bringing down the heroes, and Violet forces himself forward. This is going to be lifted up into the air till the end again. Continues with those stolen hoof stomps to be annoying. 7 Jesu jumps in, the tricks of the trade. It's looking like a very dead Ricky. Still, smoke screen into the eyes of the Terrorblade. He doesn't see probably, but he's going to be brought back into the hands of Violent, who wants to kill him. Nefrit is trying his best to keep his carry alive, but in the end it will not happen. Nefrit is the lone survivor of that fight, and even with beautiful hoof stomps coming out from the Rubik, nothing has changed. The Nemiga are still dominant in this game, and they will secure themselves a Roche after a successful fight. It did start off well. It couldn't have been better for Team Sexy. The difference in net worth just becomes apparent in a fight. Even though you kill Malrine, that's about the extent of your power. And after Moonlight is dead, there's just no more damage. Moonlight needs to be more alive longer in a fight. That's just what it is. But when you are 9k net worth and the enemy carry is 16, it's obvious that you're not going to be able to survive. And Violent is like, nope, BKB. It's for cowards. He does go for a butterfly. Primal Beast does have an Aghanim Scepter, so some big items coming out from Nemiga. Now their gold lead is going to be showing even more. So for people who don't know, Primal Beast Aghanim Scepter does change his uproar. It does start releasing waves that break and damage the opponents quite a lot. If you get on top of someone and use the ulti, it does around 1100 damage. So, and in an AoE, that's if you're right on top of someone, because it pretty much works like the SF waves. The closer you are to the middle, the more waves connect on you, the more damage you take. Marine. Gonna be caught by the ATOS or stopped by the ATOS. The BKB from Moonlight has to be popped. That's a 9-second charge that you just have to go for. You can see how sad he is. Understandably so. Going in. Nice silence coming out there. They stop the onslaught. Nefrit. Well, the Grave Chill not gonna be lasting long enough on that Terrorblade for him to keep in place. And that is the tier 2 in the mid lane. Pretty much gone. It's quite healthy currently, but we all know how fast the Terrorblade pushes, so you can do your best to prevent this one, but without the BKB on the DP, you don't really have much to play with.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So bad. Caught on the bottom lane, the Stampede being used. I think you're overextended here. And, well, the DP for an Enchantress, you'll take that trade any day. They want more, they want vision, and they have the glimpse. So 9th class, he should not be getting himself away. They're pinging him out, and the Terrorblade is on the other side. Where do I escape? The enemies are everywhere, and everybody wants to take my life. The techies will explode, but not of his own accord. It is gonna be when Nemiga says so, and now with the meta for at least half more of a duration, they're gonna be going forward. Look at how much damage Violent is doing to that tower. The glyph will come out, so 7 seconds will be bought. He's definitely not playing around, still has that Aegis. Violent with a Crimson Guard on him. Will make short work of the tower. Vazia jumps in, misses the stun. He's gonna be stolen by till the end. But other than taking his mana, that's the only thing they can do. He's gonna be losing the meta, so Raxus might not actually fall. Violent doesn't seem like he is happy with that, so he's gonna continue with the push. The smoke screen isn't really gonna allow this to go through. He is really pushing it here. Having the Aegis, can they even kill him once? The 4 staff out, the stun from the Rubik 7 Jester. They're trying to kill him once. Violent won't allow it. Now jumping into the backlines. Malorine with the BKB. He's just covering for his Terrorblade and he's going for a TP out. Vazia, well, he's gonna have to pay with his life. At least something for Team Sexy. A constellation prize in the form of a Centaur. I'm not sure they're gonna be too happy with it, especially using the Exorcism. It's gonna be on cooldown for 130, while the meta is gonna be there in 60. So in 60 seconds, they're gonna go for a push yet again. I don't think Violent cares that much about not having the Aegis. It was pretty much shown that he cannot die, and with the BKB, it's gonna be even easier to live through everything. This time around, he is committing for it. I like it. They do. Stun. Rubik, he still has that stolen hoof stomp, but yeah, that's gonna be another kill there for Nemiga. Violent does secure it in the end. He's 8-1-6. Nemiga are looking strong. This is a textbook game, but still, it is a stomp. They crush the lanes too much. It is a draft issue for sure. You cannot draft lanes this week. Mainly the Riki versus the Centaur. I think that was the biggest mistake that allowed Nemiga to pop off. And then you couldn't really focus on Violent when the Centaur is running around the map killing everyone. Now he has a shard. So he's gonna be having even more strength going his way. Every single time you use the double edge, you get 15% strength. I think it's also connects in the AoE, you get more. You can connect onto 2 people from one. Moonlight caught. Moonlight will be okay for now. He just keeps the enemy away. Him and Nefrit will be able to do so. But the goal lead is not diminishing. The Terrorblade has a 9-second BKB. Aegis will expire. He doesn't want to go to the base. He's just going to wait it out. And then, well, his HP and mana, all of his resources are going to be back up to full from the Aegis regeneration. So now there's a Hurricane Pike on the Enchantress. The Disruptor does have his 4 staff as well, Visage. And only now he's going to be finishing that pipe. I was hoping to see that pipe like 15 minutes into the game. Maybe even before the Guardian Greaves, but with the game going badly, you know that you have to somehow try to assist your team. Still, it's not good enough. Team Sexy, they went for a smoke. They're expecting Nemiga to come over. Is Nemiga really gonna wait for the Roche here? I don't think they really have to. They have a 9-second BKB on the Terrorblade. It's pretty much certain that they're winning a fight even inside of the enemy base. I mean, high ground is never easy, but you don't have to be afraid of it. Jump in from Vazia. Not a lot of damage being done. He doesn't want to give the stun to Rubik. And they go with the Stampede, slowing down effort even further. He will remove it. He does have the Guardian Greaves. Escape Rider. Look at those hits from the Enchantress. The Impetus is flying through. Nefer dropping low. Now the pipe will be delivered, so it's going to be okay. The meta was used. Violent thinking about going in. 7 Jesu. He's level 17. So he can drop down those smoke screens over and over again. Okay, that's that techies. I'm not sure what he was doing there, but whatever it was, it's gonna be unsuccessful. So those Raxes in the bottom lane, they're not gonna die just yet. But the ones in the mid lane, they will get the smoke screen onto Violent, trying to get himself away from that one. Buyback from the techies might be enough for Nemiga to get themselves out of this one. They're still afraid of the techies' potential burst damage, and maybe you should be. Your Terrorblade has 2.6k HP. Probably isn't gonna explode, but if it does happen, it's a problem. They're going for a smoke. No meta, Nemiga are just not strong enough. They do have 2 of their BKB charges. Let's see, so bad. He's waiting, gets stunned up, silent stop, jump in from Vazia, the 4 staff, he is out. Go look at Malrine, going through everybody, and the Static Storm Connector smashing the DP to the ground. That's your BKB hero. That's all of your heroes that are gonna die. They lose 3. Easily. Malrine, what an onslaught through every single one of them, and he's going for more. He doesn't look like he wants to stop. They're buying back on so many heroes. The Exorcist finally does come out in the silence. Vazia, it seems that no, he's not. The 4 staff will keep him safe. He still has half of his HP left. 7 Jesu has to be careful. Malrine turns around. His ult is doing so much damage to the DP. He cannot afford to die again, but their supports, they're gone. They don't have ways to come back into this game. Violent running forward without the meta. He's just not that strong. 7 Jesu has been dusted. He will remove it with the Manta. Stampede will get used. They're thinking about going in again with Moonlight being brought back to the Glimpse. He has nowhere to run, nowhere to escape. And 7 Jesu, he hasn't tasted death for quite some time, but they'll kill him. No GG here. We are gonna destroy everybody. Actually, Ricky does live, but it doesn't matter. It is still gonna be game here for Nemiga. Second time that we see GG being called here. First time it was Malrine. A bit of a mistake from him. We'll see if the admins maybe punish it, but it was an honest mistake. So I don't think he should be punished, but if it's in the rules, then maybe they receive a level 1 penalty, 30 seconds off their reserve time. Wouldn't matter all that much. But Nemiga, game number 1, very dominant performance from the lanes into the mid game, into the later portions of the game. They just run over Team Sexy, and there was not a single point in the game where you're going to say, okay, Team Sexy, they've got a chance. They can come back. This is a good smoke. This is a good kill. There were 2 good kills in quick succession. 1 on the top lane on Malrine, 1 on the bottom lane on Vazia. But other than that, everything else went the way of Nemiga. And when you have, well, 2 good kills for a 30-minute game, it's obvious how you're going to end up. You're going to end up losing. With that being said, guys, we are going to be taking a short break. And after we're back, we're going to be coming back with game number 2.